In the heart of a peaceful village, nestled amidst lush green fields, lived a wise old man named Dadaji. His days were filled with the simple joys of life, tending to his garden, reading scriptures, and sharing stories with the village children. Dadaji's son, Arjun, was a successful businessman in the bustling city. He had always been a bright and ambitious child, excelling in his studies and later in his career. Arjun loved his father dearly, but the chasm between their worlds was undeniable. Dadaji, with his weathered hands and quiet wisdom, represented a life Arjun had left behind. Arjun, with his sharp suits and busy schedule, embodied a world Dadaji struggled to understand. Despite their differences, a deep bond of love and respect held them together. Years passed and Arjun's visits to the village became less frequent. His work consumed him, and the tranquility of village life seemed a distant memory. He would often call Dadaji, his voice filled with apologies and promises of a longer visit soon. Dadaji would listen patiently, his heart aching for the son who was physically distant but still close to his heart. Arjun's wife, Anjali, was a modern woman, comfortable in the city's whirlwind of activity. She found the village stifling, the pace of life frustratingly slow. Her visits were even rarer than Arjun's, and when she did accompany him, she couldn't hide her discomfort. The once lively house, filled with the aroma of Dadaji's cooking and the echoes of their laughter, now felt strangely silent. Dadaji spent most of his time in his small room, a clay lamp flickering beside him. The lamp, a constant in their lives, had been a wedding gift to Dadaji, its soft glow a silent witness to their family's joys and sorrows. Arjun, consumed by his work and city life, remained oblivious to the subtle changes in his father and the house. He was too focused on his own world, on deadlines and deals, to notice the growing distance between him and his father. He failed to see the sadness in Dadaji's eyes, the unspoken longing for his son's time and attention. One weekend, Arjun decided to host a dinner party at his village home. He wanted to impress his city friends with the rustic charm of his childhood home and the simple, delicious food cooked by Dadaji. He envisioned an evening of laughter and camaraderie, a perfect blend of his two worlds. The evening arrived, and the house bustled with activity. Arjun, impeccably dressed and brimming with nervous energy, oversaw the preparations. Anjali, adorned in expensive jewelry, greeted their guests with practiced smiles. Dadaji, dressed in his usual white kurta pajama, watched the unfamiliar scene with quiet apprehension. As the evening progressed, the guests, fueled by expensive wine and lively conversation, became increasingly boisterous. Arjun, caught up in the revelry, forgot about Dadaji, who sat silently at the head of the table, an outsider in his own home. When Dadaji tried to join the conversation, sharing a story from his youth, he was met with polite smiles and a swift change of topic. The next morning, as the remnants of the party were being cleared, it was discovered that Dadaji's clay lamp was missing. Panic ensued. The house was searched from top to bottom, but the lamp was nowhere to be found. Anjali, annoyed and impatient, muttered about the inconvenience and the carelessness of it all. Arjun, though worried about the sentimental value of the lamp, was secretly relieved that it was the only thing missing. Amidst the chaos, a young boy, the son of one of the guests, approached Arjun. "Uncle," he asked timidly, "is everyone looking for the old grandpa's smile? He seemed sad last night, and I thought maybe if we found his smile, the lamp would come back too." The child's words struck Arjun like a bolt of lightning. He looked at his father, who sat quietly in his room, his eyes filled with a deep, unspoken sadness. In that instant, Arjun realized the true cost of his ambition, his pursuit of a world that had no place for his father's simple joys and quiet dignity. The missing lamp wasn't just an object, it was a symbol of the light, the respect, and the love that had dimmed in their relationship. The lamp was never found, but its disappearance served as a wake-up call for Arjun. He realized that in his pursuit of success, he had neglected the most valuable treasure in his life, his father. He saw how his actions, his dismissive behavior the previous night, had hurt Dadaji deeply. Overwhelmed with guilt and regret, Arjun approached his father. He wanted to apologize, to explain, to bridge the gap that had grown between them. But as he looked at Dadaji's aged face, etched with a lifetime of experience and now a tinge of sadness, Arjun found himself speechless. Dadaji, sensing his son's remorse, reached out and gently patted his hand. No words were exchanged, but in that silent gesture, forgiveness flowed between them. Arjun knew that he had a lot to make up for, to rebuild the trust and respect that he had unwittingly eroded. From that day forward, Arjun made a conscious effort to spend more time with Dadaji. He would sit with him for hours, listening to his stories, his experiences, his wisdom. He learned about his father's childhood, his struggles, his dreams, discovering a depth and richness he had never known. Arjun began to see the world through his father's eyes, appreciating the simple joys, the quiet rhythms of nature, the importance of family and tradition. He realized that success, in its truest sense, was not about material possessions or social standing, but about the love and respect earned within the sacred bonds of family. He started involving Dadaji in his life, seeking his advice, his opinions. He made sure that Dadaji felt valued, respected, his presence cherished. Slowly, the light returned to Dadaji's eyes, the sadness replaced with a quiet contentment. The house, once again, echoed with laughter and the warmth of shared moments. The missing clay lamp was never mentioned again. It had served its purpose, a catalyst that had illuminated the path back to love and understanding. Arjun, forever changed by the experience, learned a valuable lesson about the importance of family, the significance of respecting elders, and the true meaning of success. The story of Arjun and Dadaji serves as a timeless reminder that in the relentless pursuit of our dreams, we often overlook the treasures that truly matter. It highlights the significance of cherishing our elders, valuing their wisdom, and giving them the love and respect they deserve. For in their stories, their experiences, lies a wealth of knowledge, a beacon of light that can guide us on our own journeys. The true measure of our success lies not in the heights we scale alone, but in the strength of the bonds we forge and the love we share with our family, especially the elders who illuminate our lives with their wisdom and grace.